Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our last part for this cohort. I'm just going to give 5 minutes for everyone to settle down and our second facilitator to join us today. We'll be discussing the candidate 360 perspective with our very own ED, Mr. Kululawa, and Miss Rekia Hassan. It's going to be a very insightful and interesting session. So please inform your party members to join into class so you won't miss out on the discussion for this evening. Thank you, everyone. Okay, good evening, everyone, and this is 505. So our class will commence immediately. So, I'm taking us further today is ED, Mr. Kulilawal and Rikia Hassan on the candidates 360 perspective. So I'll be reading the bio of our facilitator, Ms. Rikia. I'm sure we are all familiar with that of Mr. Kulilawal, the ED. So, Ms. Rikia Hassan, Olufunke Rikia Hassan, is an indigene of Ikorodu of the Rademo royal family. Olufunke Rikia Hassan was born and raised in Lagos State. She is deeply committed to serving her constituents and making a positive impact in her community. She enjoys culinary arts, film and theatre, reading, and spending quality time with her family. Barrister Olufunke Rikia Hassan is a visionary leader renowned for her intelligence, empathy, integrity, and unwavering dedication to public service. Through her tireless advocacy for citizenship, partnership, and collective nation-building efforts, she continues to be a driving force for positive change in her community and beyond. She's the founder of ELF's Initiative, a non-profit organization focused on breaking the cycle of weaponized poverty at the grassroots level through welfare drives, vocational trainings, and support. ELF's initiative was partnered with TAFTA, Buketeria, Ego Foundation, Lucas to provide educational resources and vocational support at the grassroots level in the area of fashion, creative arts, and textiles. Advocates for health awareness and support initiatives under the office of the Vice Chairman of Bongo LCDA has sponsored persons on the Ilera Eco Health Insurance Scheme, partnered with other charity organizations and NGOs during the COVID-19 episode to provide food and monetary resources to the community, as well as sanitation and awareness to several primary schools, received numerous awards for her dedication to public service and charity work. She is the current vice chairman of Onibongo LCDA, serving since 2020. Former supervisor for the Department of Agriculture and Social Services, Onibongo LCDA. Current supervisor for the Department of Education, Onibongo LCDA. Previously served as APC Assistant Legal Advisor for Onibongo LCDA. A sitting BOT member of Electoral College, she previously served as the former Deputy Director, Lagos State, and facilitator for local government courses for the non-partisan NGO affiliated with TLF Nigeria, which is focused on civic education. Participated in the 2003 TVET workshop to establish a sector skills council for the textile, apparel, and garment sector in Nigeria. Participated as a mentor under the WIMBI's mentoring program in 2022. Served as the Southwest Social Secretary for the National Young Women in Politics Forum, NYWPF. She is a Rotarian and international member of Amnesty International, member of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Technical Working Group on Cooperative Reform and Revamp Program. She has a BL in Law, Nigerian Law School, Lagos Campus, LLM in Law, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. So, ladies and gentlemen, our facilitators for this evening, Mr. Kulilawa and Ms. Rekia Hassan. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody. I'm glad to be here. Good evening, my ED. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to our cohorts once again on the topic of candidacy. You're all very welcome. Thank you for the introduction. I will find you, though, for the pronunciation of Onibongo LCDA.
Please do, because I was wondering, even I was saying that, man, this thing is going down. I don't know what she was pronouncing. I was like, Rika is going to kill me for this. And anyway, Honorable, it's a pleasure. And Erika, what is it now? Which kind of profile did you come with? Is it because with the rest of us don't have profile? I beg now. Okay, honorable. Small. We're not fighting with you now. What is it?
I'm going to allow my GP speak for me today, the packaging, because I'm not, I've been on the road.
Yeah.
I'm going to allow the packaging to speak for me. If I actually do not look anything like that GP right now, so let the GP speak.
we know what you are doing, and well done with the work you are doing. But you're my organ now as far BOT member. We are servants in the operational arm. So, Honorable Rick, my leader in Lagos, considering I'm in your state, you're my leader. Permission to proceed with the slides and bring you in when we are done a little bit, so you can rest like 30 minutes. So, I should be done with slides in like 30 minutes. Thank you very much, Honorable, for your honorable your honorable show of mercy to me. Thank you very much. So good evening, 15 cohorts. It's a pleasure to share this class with you. First and foremost, I would like to say something. It's shocking that, as much as your journey has been interesting over time, you spent approximately 9 weeks. And it's shocking that we're still inviting you to class today, but, well, no offense. ECN will measure your attendances, and we will not be harsh, thanks to DED. And we will ensure that everyone who meets the stipulation for class attendance and marks will graduate from this class. But first and foremost, the candidate 360 perspective. So everything you've learned across the college has brought you right here. It means that if you attended the classes throughout and you listened in, it's Zoom. Some of us just, sign our Zoom, drop the phone on the table, chatting with your boo or chatting with friends, or even listening to music or watching a game. You might have missed the entire course. But the point is, at this point, you should be able to be equipped enough to run for office, to understand what running for office entails, to understand what the game actually is. We've done the psychology of politics, we've done the constitution, we've done the electoral act, we've done the legislative, we've done the executive, we've done the judiciary, we've done post-elections, you've done almost everything, ethics. You've done quite a lot of things. But do you know what you've not done? You've not put them all together. You have not even begun to understand the amazing predictability of electoral stupidity. And, well, that's something you find out on the road with experience. So I'd like to welcome you to a candidate, a 360 perspective. So first slide, Lisa, thank you very much. So I have a basic introduction, and you must understand this critically. So who is a candidate? A candidate, well, some of you have been candidates. Some of you botched your candidature. Some of you threw it into the wind by not attending a Zoom or raising your hands and threw everything out. But a candidate is who the flag bearer of the party is. A candidate is representative of an idea, representative of a dream or a manifesto, where somebody or where a dream in which a country is headed. That's what a candidate is. So a candidate is someone aspiring for an electoral position, who has won the ticket of a political party, who has an automatic mandate to run in an election. What is clear is that a candidate is going to be on the ballot or is on the ballot. You see, most of the time, especially those in the media, once somebody comes in, you just say, candidate of the election, somebody that didn't even buy from. That's the situation we have in Nigeria. So we're talking, I want to introduce somebody. Say, I was a candidate in the last election. Guy, did you survive primaries? Or girl, let's not make it sound. He didn't. What we need most to understand more than anything is that a candidate is a target. The moment you become a target, they're going to ask, Who is Kunle Lawal dating? Why did Rekia hug that guy so much? They must have something. Those are even the little things. It goes back down to question where you're from, question how you act, question how you treat your religion or your faith, question, in short, there's a common saying that if you want to find out who your grandmother slept with in the village before before she made your parents, that's your father or your mother, come into politics. That's what the game is. Excuse me. The game is brutal. The game is unfriendly. Just know that you have a target on your back. That's the best thing to do. So there are various steps to becoming a candidate. The first one is to identify the position best suited for you by your quality. So first and foremost, and because your friends are all coming out for House of Rep, you say, okay, me too, I'll come out for House of Rep. Meanwhile, your own House of Rep has just done one term. You know that it possibly might not be possible for you, etc. and etc. But so you need to know your strengths. Do you talk like EG that can talk from now till next month and keep flowing? That's ED. Legislature will fit ED. Or are you like Lisa, the ED, who is more organized? I didn't say smarter, I just said more organized. So anybody that is getting high up on there with the slides and thinking I'm psyching her, it's not working. Very organized. This is not to say ED2 is not organized. Very organized, has managerial skills, tentative, is more an executive. And we need to understand that. Or you could have like the personality of Chalia. I know that Chalia is who I would call, Chalia is not yet a leader, but a present disposition shows that Chalia is great to have on your team when she's not pronouncing Onibongbo incorrectly. A great person to have on your team. And you'll be able to build, you'll be able to, you need to know your strength first and where you fit. That's the truth. So some of us are suited to be ministers, suited to be appointed executives within the system, supervisory counselors, to be this. We're not all meant to lead. So the key thing is identifying what position fits you. Now, you need to understand, see, let's not joke. Maybe we've taught you, if you don't make money, that's how you enter the game. You speak, I live down at Turenchi. That's English. So now let's speak the real language. Politics is war, and you have to have a strategy to win. What's yours? You want to release, Desmond Elliot's side chick. Please, this does not have anything to do with life situation. His name just came to my head. You want to release Desmond Elliot's side chick's number so that his wife put him under pressure, which could destabilize him during campaigns. That's what it takes to stop Desmond Elliot. That's what it takes. If you know that, let's say, let me give an example. Let's just say, I'll use a random name. I'll use a real name. Honorable Zachary Peace. Zachary Peace is a great guy, but you know that deep down inside, they take colos for back. And you want to reveal a video of him doing that. That's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to win. I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell you what's nice today. Today, I'm not going to be the saint. Today, we're going to tell you what is real life politics and what politics is. And politics is a game of, how do I put it? It's a game of who's better. It doesn't necessarily mean that who we projected better at the time of elections is better. It just means who has been able to sway the emotions of the politics. So I'll give you an example. Once in a while, we fall in love with candidates. And across board in politics, fall in love with candidates. So 2023 presidential candidate. We love this guy, we love this guy, we love this guy. Okay. What's his position on infant mortality? Like one presidential candidate to say, go and verify. You're telling me I want to vote for you to go and verify because you can't give me a clear answer. Not serious now. And we need to understand But this game and this war is generally to attack a few things. The first one being human emotions. The second, we've spoken about this in the psychology of politics, so I'm just going to skip across it. The second would be to be able to tilt meltdown conversations to a point where you seem the most viable option. The candidate must be able to acquire the ticket. It's not buying form. We've seen people that graduated from other political, so-called political schools, and they'll buy the form and they say, congratulations, they won't tag their political school and say, I've become a candidate. And I remember, no offense, the electoral college and its people normally laugh at or scoff at. So it's a common occurrence because people can't differentiate. So if you have ticket acquisition is key to your train of running for government. It is key to it. If you cannot acquire a ticket, you will not become a candidate. So one of the key things you need to do is get how to acquire the ticket. Am I going to court delegates? Am I going to pay them off? Am I going to outpay my other guys? Am I going to show them how I'm going to be faithful to them when I'm in office? Am I going to, whatever method decide to use is going to be key and necessary. Now, one thing a candidate must always do is question your strategy. Don't say, I'm young. I'll just keep telling them, oh, why are you running for office? I'm young. Why are you running for office? I'm young. And then the most funny version of it, why are you running in office? I'm a woman and we need more women in office. Well, break if you like that. No, I'm a woman and we need more women in office. Yeah. Good governance has no gender. So if you're a woman, step up your game. If you're a man, step up your game. You must be able to promise and deliver by actions, by antecedents, the good office you want to hold. So you don't come out and just say, I'm a woman. Why are you running? I'm a woman. Women have never sat down here. Give it to me. Really? It doesn't work that way. Today, I'm not patronizing anybody. So people that are expecting me to patronize them, it's not going to happen. They were doing real life situation. So you need to understand your party's internal democracy. Now, this is very key to you running for office. This is very key to you understanding how you win your ticket. You have to know which leaders are important, which leaders are not, which leaders will be able to push you forward, which leaders can't, which leaders would flirting around with one leader too much can put you in a quagmire with the rest. You have to. It's a delicate, dicey game. Next, as a candidate, you need to be ready to take a loss. Many people are not prepared for this. Excuse me. Many people are totally not prepared for this. And you have this situation where you're running for office, you don't get the office, mental breakdown. I've always said when we created the Electoral College in 2019 with our friends, the Electoral College was called post-election depression. Because they felt I had run a good race, I had done quite a lot, and I was depressed, and I decided to do the electoral college just because I wanted to continue fighting for something. Well, my position now is look who's laughing. So you need to plan for a loss. You need to plan your next steps. Are you going to rerun? Are you going to develop? Or are you going to prepare the country for the kind of guys that, guys like you will not have to suffer again? Are you going to so many things, it's limitless. So you need to prepare to take loss. Now, you need to key into the fact that politics is a variable game. Now, you could be running against the guy that's a total dunce, but has the looks of Leonardo DiCaprio. Or more, you're in problem. Those slay queens, we're gonna vote for him. We're gonna vote for him. The women, we're gonna vote for him. It's just cool. We just understand something about. You don't understand anything. I beg, it's fine. Borderline. And people win votes that way. Some, it could just be, he's classy. Some, he's generous. Some, he just throws money away. When he enters office, he's going to be throwing money our way. Plenty variables. Some, it comes from my Honorable Rekia and my father were best friends. In short, they even married, they got their sisters, but I must vote for Honorable Rekia. Not many variables. Oh, Honorable Rekia and how about we used to cheat in primary? I didn't say Honorable Rekia used to cheat, so I'm just using her name as a example. Please, this is not. So let me not even use Honorable Rekia, I'll use myself. So I and Kuni Lawal used to. Sorry, I've stopped using your name now. I was just using an example. Sorry. So you can see who the Oga is, even ED as Oga. So Kuni Lawal always used to cheat in exams in primary school together now. What are you talking about? We used to cheat in exams together. So they're plenty. So me and him, we cheat inside this office together and I'll steal all the money and the contract. So it's a variables game. So what variables are you offering? What variables are to your strength and what variables can you play around? Like, Lisa, in a rush to end this cohort. These slides are just moving around time. Well done. So there are parameters every candidate must have. First and foremost, you must provide a robust understanding of governance systems. You must understand where you're going, jurisdiction of office. Though electoral college places that's quite a lot to not, but that does not mean to do like that. And like I said earlier, governance has no gender. So don't come and say I'm a woman or I'm a man. Deliver what governance should be. It wouldn't matter. A candidate must also be able to unveil the iron curtain behind the campaign to appeal to the electorate. We all know I'm gunning for office. We all know that when I enter, Kule Lawal now, his name is just Bear. There's no chief, there's no doctor, there's no professor, there's no, just Kule Lawal. And that's whack. Especially now that I live in Lagos and Abuja, my name is just Bear. No Tumba, no, it's not sparking something. So they all know I want to run for office so that, I could be honorable or distinguished like the last time I ran. But now, here's the funny thing. The people don't have to think that that is your only mission. You have to be able to prove to them that you want to work for them. So you need to unveil that iron curtain. Be able to take that away. You're not just a candidate. You're their friend. You're the brother. You're the family. You are their person. You need to be able to do that. Next, you need a backyard of finance. You need some money backing you. Rebecca will allude to this. You need good money. There is no candidate that you've seen that doesn't have good money behind them. Whether it's Peter Obi, it's Kwankwaso, Olaji Atuko, Bokaro, and it's the president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There's a good backyard of finance. It's simple. Everybody loves the Dikai Kong, my Hausa people, me and Toshe, the man Shanu, the guys on the Eastern Front, Ofo, Wewe, the guys in Yoruba land, 140, Wedu, that they've caught, what they even call this thing again. I had one very nice thing we doing Akure. I'm trying to remember what they call that thing. It's one particular kind of hibiscus they cut into Ishapa, I think it's called by the Kogi people. It's really nice. It makes the ewedu, tastes like there's meat inside, but it's crazy. So anyway, all those good soups, it's money that kills it. So you need a backyard of finance. Next, you need to be able to reignite an interest in political participation because you need to lift the numbers up. Sometimes you might need to even borrow because you've looked at the statistics before you. You're seeing that in the places you're supposed to be strong, people do not really come out to vote. So you need to give them an interest and then get them to want to participate in the game. You need to insulate your family. Even if you're not married, you need to insulate your boyfriend. You need to insulate your girlfriend. You need to insulate your spouse. You need to insulate your children. Though some children don't hear word and jump into the game and helping, they're assisting their father or destroying their father, whichever one. So children don't hear word. But you should be able to insulate your family a little bit. I cannot emphasize on this. Plan for the eventuality of a loss. And then what is most key? Give them a race to remember. Give them remember you. You say, when you started running, that's when people started putting bills they were going to propose on the floor of the house in that place. Let them remember you for something. I don't believe anybody loses an election. I remember anyway, let's get this clear. ED is goddamn arrogant. And I remember I was asked by the BBC at the time. They're like, young candidate, quite an unknown party. You did a great thing in Abuja. So how do you feel after losing the election? I said, I didn't lose the election. Abuja people lost the senator. And I remember I became everybody was like, this boy is crazy. And, that's because I believed, not that I knew that the choices the people made went because they had the full political knowledge of what a senator does. And my spirit was not going to be broken. So you need to give them a race to remember. Something that you'll be able to hold your head high and look at yourself and say, 4 years down the line, I didn't become senator, but I'm more popular, I'm more effective to Nigeria and Nigerian politics than the person that became senator. And I've made more changes in bills and worked on more changes in bills than any Abuja senator in history. And that's the win. Next slide, Musa. So there are many things you need to do as a candidate. And this creates the candidate ideology. You need to create a brand. I looked at it. Excuse me. I looked at it and I was smallish. I looked a lot younger than now. It's campaign that made me look cool. And remember then when I told people I was 38, they'll be like, no way. I didn't look 38 at the time. Like, no way. So I look too young. It's not really interesting because Abuja has only one senator. My brand cannot be being young. Okay, I'm proposing bills. Nobody else has done that. But it's kind of complex. What would the layman understand? Then Eureka! KL on my kaftan was born, which I still carry till today when I wear kaftan. I have a signature KL here. And everybody started to know me, the guy with the signature on his kaftan. And it became a brand. And the KL identity was born. And that was my brand. I don't copy me. That was 2019. I might not do that if I decide to run again. But that was my brand. I was known for something. So you need to create something that's unique to you. So next, you need to know your target electorate. There are some that already hate you. Don't even go there. Don't even waste your strength. You need to know what segment of the electorate will be conducive to what you do today. You need to understand who is going to be able to look at you and say, this guy looks like a good dish. We should have him on the seat. And if you don't have that, if you don't understand that, you'll be throwing your strength in corners that you don't throw your strength in. Now, you need to study the history of every election, but you do not dwell in it. You need to use it to navigate the present. Okay, my party has always lost in the Sherry ward. Why? It doesn't mean you plan to lose in the Sherry ward. You have to find it, okay, we lose here, why? When you find out the why, you might take a win from the opposition that they are not expecting. And that's the game. So you need to study history, but navigate the present. So you use the history only to navigate the present, not to sit down and say, okay, I'm going to lose the Sherry, let's look at what's left. Yeah, that's recipe for loss. Already, I'll tell you, you have an appetite for destruction. Then you have to be able to differentiate yourself from others. What makes you different? What makes you different? Like Kunle now, when he cuts his hair, his ears are like DSTV. No, that one. His name is Kunle, but he looks part northern. And when he speaks fluently in Hausa. So that guy that can speak Hausa, no problem. At least you are differentiating. Now that guy that's always talking about bills, and you are differentiating. Have something unique. Don't just be somebody that is just here. Well done, the people of Guagualada. Well done. I intend to run for office. I want your vote. Thank you. Bye-bye. Nothing. Nothing. You have to be able to differentiate. Next, you need to utilize your party structure. It's not time to start saying, Madam Ronke, when I was running for this office, I gave her 5K to buy pop-up. She did pop-up of 2K. So now, man, me and her beefing. Enter office first, then you can cut her off. But you see, please, also, you didn't hear this from me. Enter office, then you can cut her off. Don't do it while you're campaigning. No, it will backfire. Next, you have to prepare for attacks on your candidature. What are your weaknesses? I'll tell you weaknesses that you can have. Your boyfriend likes talking too much. You just go to the club. Man, do you know my girl is running for House of Rep? Problem. Drink, misbehave, and say something stupid. Another weakness could be your wife. She goes to the salon and she's like, this is us referring to me as Mrs. Distinguished. Crazy. Are you the one running for office? Nonsense. So you need to understand where the attacks from your candidature will come from. Is it that you didn't complete something, a part of education or something? Demand is I once met a candidate. He dropped out of university. He had some other affiliate certificate courses, but he never went back to university and completed them. And when they're asking him, you're running for House of Rep, and he said, wait, why are you asking me about my university? Why do you want to make that the conversation? The limit is secondary school living certificate, and besides, I speak English better than any of those that are running like this. He was right. I felt it was a bold move, and it scored him points. It did. It really did. Next to be to use all media to your advantage. Social media, ground media, air media, TV, radio, anything, use it to your advantage. Audio, visual, or audio, visual, use them to your advantage. Full advantage. Take full advantage of all of them. I should not have to Google the name of your constituency or your state and not see your name around. You need to be that good. You need to be that decisive and intentional. And I didn't even know. Next point is actually be decisive. There's one characteristic with every great leader. They are decisive. May 29, microphone is in front of me. I'm now the president of Nigeria. I'm taking out fuel subsidy. Nothing will happen. Nothing. As a candidate, you must be decisive. I remember while running for office, it's first attempt on my life. The second one, there was a fracas. I almost got hurt. But I seem to be able to pass normally because nobody ever pictures me. I was always with a t-shirt or a campaign university jacket. Then third one, when it happened, I just got to the campaign office, the whole team. Thank God we escaped this. And I just stood up and fired my entire campaign team. And everybody was like, what? It's true. I didn't know who the mole was. But in every campaign, there's a mole. So I fired the entire campaign team. I worked alone for the last month of my elections. I was signing polling agent cards. I was doing everything. I was the only one in the campaign office. I enjoyed the AC. I used to sleep there sometimes. Nobody even knows I was there. But I didn't have a mole and there was no other attempt on my life again. It might not have been the best decision to take at the time, but I was decisive. As a leader, you must be decisive. Prepare campaign moves. The funny thing, I'm talking about one thing and I'll not realize I've gone into another thing. So you need to prepare for campaign moves. They always will be. Just like people are coming to tell you what's going on in another campaign. They are surely carrying what's in your campaign to go and tell the other one. It is the free flow of information. It is politics, it is war, it's common. This I could have next slide. Okay, so this now is in conclusion. There's no need to talk about this. So specifically, he or she must solve 4 successful problems in achievement of a successful political career. First and foremost, he or she must join a political organization and become known. You want to develop a political style that will earn you respect and leadership in his or her party. He or she knows that this means finding out what members of the political organization appear to want from the political process and the extent in which you can appear to be instrumental to their desires. You need to feed their desires. Secondly, he or she must eventually exhibit an interest in becoming the party's candidate in an upcoming election. He or she must fraternize with the leaders and attempt to get their backing. He or she must enter a primary election and get the support of the party's delegates. Thirdly, if he or she wins the primaries, he or she will have to go to the voters in a general election. He or she will have to make important decisions on campaign strategy, including issues, advertising, appearances, and funding. He or she will face a major problem in voter analysis, choosing targets, allocating resources, and timing them for maximum impact. Fourthly, if he or she is elected, he or she must do the kind of job in office that will get them re-elected. This will be a function of the organization he or she builds, the position he or she takes, and the rhetoric he or she uses. So 15th cohort, on behalf of everyone in the Electoral College, you've come to the end of your course. Now, your questions today are going to be open, and they are going to, we're going to enable you, you're going to be able to ask questions, but don't ask me questions about the executive or whatever. It's going to be you closing your class, so you can ask, it's quite open. Now, I think that at this point, Honorable Rekia should lead the case or the charge in questions, because, yes, I know in election, no offense, though my constituency is like 15 times larger than yours. Just saying. Rekia is a candidate, and my madam at the top. So I think my madam at the top will answer questions, except it's directed to me. My madam at the top is capable of handling or any other conversation. So thank you, everyone. Next time, I'll see you at the graduation on Sunday. I'm still here, but I'm ED signing out. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear.
For the first part of the class, because I know there's going to be a second part. So if you have any question, please put them in the chat box or raise your digital hand. We have our ED and Ms. Rekia here to answer your questions. Thank you. Okay.
I think you should be calling Rekia, I think you should be calling Rekia Honorable Rekia. She has earned it. You don't call her.
Sorry, Honorable Rekia. Noted, ED. Ajibola, I've asked you to unmute.
Okay, my question is, good evening, good evening. My question is, who are we actually selling in the campaign? Is it the candidates or the party? Because in most cases, we tend to know that there is a party manifesto, and the party manifestos have to go accordance with what the candidate is pushing. So in this case, who are we actually selling in the election? Is it the candidate or the party? So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, Ajibola, thank you for the question. Well, on the ballot box, you do have the party, not your name. But then again, you are selling yourself, because it's not the party that's going to take the oath of office. It's not the party that is going to give accountability for service. It is the candidate. So it's the candidate that you're not selling the party as a whole. You're selling yourself as a representative of the party. At primaries level, before you become a candidate, you have started selling yourself. So the only difference is at primaries, you're selling yourself to the party for what you can do. Then after you have become the candidate, when you have moved from an aspirant to a candidate, you begin to sell yourself. What you've sold to the party, you begin to sell it to the larger crowd. So it's yourself. I'm sure you've also heard the slogan these days that nobody is voting for party again, they're now voting for candidates. So it is the candidates must sell themselves. Why they are the better person for that job? Because it's not the party that's going to be sworn in. It's not the party that's going to sit on that seat. It is the candidate. I hope that answers your question.
He is muted. Ajibola, I hope your question was answered.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Okay. I noticed, I saw a question just now in the chat. It says, is it the image of candidate or party that matter most? think that question was just answered.
Mm. I mean, just to buttress that point, if the candidate didn't matter that much, people wouldn't, parties won't go through the strenuous training period of a primaries. If it was just the party that was going to sell themselves, that rigorous exercise of primaries, of picking who they think the best candidates to be out after all the aspirants, nobody's going to invest so much or worry so much about it. If it was the party's image, if it was just the party we're thinking about, nobody's going to ask anybody to jump through. They just pick the nearest person they feel they can mold and they'll just place them. Okay, since it's the party, this is the candidates we're giving you.
Okay. Okay, we have Sam Sidin. I'll ask you to unmute.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ED. Good evening, Honorable Rekia, Chalia, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, Mr. Samsudin.
I think some of us we are going to fall sick from having the last class today because our itineraries and schedule is already accustomed to having the classes every weekend. So my question is more of a discussion, and I think I would like ED to address this question. I want ED to help us elaborate on the phrase, never underestimate the power of a big political party. Please, I would like the ED to help us demystify this phrase. And if he is of the contrary opinion, I would like to hear it. Thank you.
So you're asking me a wide-ended question. Shamsuddin, can you hear me? Shamsuddin. Charlie, I see muted or muted. Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
we can.
Charlie, are you there?
Where's everybody? Okay, Shamsuddin, please unmute him. Hello?
He's unmuted.
I'll ask you to unmute.
Okay, Shamsuddin, you're asking me an open-ended question. So I'm going to attempt to answer it as broad as I can. First and foremost, you cannot underestimate a big party. Let me ask you a question. Let's bring it down to normal. Let's bring it down. I use analogies best so that people will understand the concept. You're a guy now, Shamsu. I'm not going to ask whether I'm married, whether you're married or not. Whether you're married or not, you've chased girls before. So you can forget you have. So when the girl you like is dating Dangote, do you have a problem or not? The girl you like and you want to snatch her from Dangote, do you have a problem or not?
Serious problem.
Oh, so you know, that's the problem you have when you're facing a big party. I've gone against big parties. I know what it means. But it does not mean that you can't break it also. So I don't stand on the premise of any of them. I don't stand on the premise of any of them. And this is because I've lived it. So I know you can't stand on the premise of any of them, but you cannot, if Dangote buys her a car, you have to find a way to make her like roses. So if a big party is offering bags of rice, you have to make them see something else. So I will tell you, never underestimate the power of a big party. But it does not mean that Lilliputians cannot fight a war. And Lilliput is from, I don't know why I use that analogy. Lilliput is from Gulliver's Travels, those very small people. Yeah. Those very small people when Gulliver went. I don't know if you read the book. I think I sound elitist right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then beautiful. So the question doesn't have a definite answer. Not to me, though. Maybe to Honorable Rekia. But I believe I'm of the notion you cannot underestimate the power of a big party. But sometimes that circle is broken by people who are determined to do things another way. And being determined is not gathering a set of people shouting, "This is the movement, man! This is the movement! Revolution now!" You're on revolution now that was paid by a particular set of people to throw down another government. Then it's coming to shout revolution now. Sounds funny. So I'm of that notion, and I'll yield the mic to Honorable Rebecca if she has anything else to say. But that's my position.
Okay, thank you, Edie. And I think our last class informed this question because I've always been of the opinion of the underdogs are usually in for no fights, even before the fight begins. So in the last class, when you were talking about strategy and how there is a power in being an underdog, that resonates with me so well, and reason why I really wanted you to speak more.
To buttress that point, do you think that a 38-year-old running for Senate out of 24 candidates, of which five were ex-House of Rep and ex-Senator, running against them, he will take fourth? I didn't win, but I proved that notion wrong. So I lived it. I know that if I took a chance in 2023, I probably would have. But you need to understand that you cannot underestimate it. Like now, I'm a better candidate than I was in 2019. If I go into the system now, I know how I'm going to do it. Even if I choose to take a rookie path, I know how I'm going to do it. But you can never underestimate its power. Like I said, I'd like to hear what Honorable Rekia has as conversation on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Rekia, please, you have the mic. Thank you.
Honorable Rekia, are you there?
I think she lost co-host content. Yeah. I've asked you to unmute, Honorable Ekia.
Hello. I couldn't unmute myself. Okay, so yes. Well, Edie has given it all. When you're an underdog, it's not an impossible situation. The only difference is that you have to prove yourself more than the other parties. You are seemingly at a disadvantaged role, but also people's interests are piqued that, okay, who is this person? What is giving him such courage? What is giving him such confidence? That is the leverage you have. You're supposed to use that leverage and work it in your favor. But the unfortunate thing is that most people, at the point of coming out, they've come out as underdogs, they're easily discouraged. And
Rika, you reminded me. Rika, yes? While you're talking, sorry to interrupt, you reminded me of something. And I think it's critical to say this now. So the big mistake people make, now you must be able to see politics from a clear 360 perspective. You know that whoever is going to emerge from a big party, let's say there are two big parties like in Nigeria, you know that they're going to spend at least 100 million before they emerge. Let's say you're running for Senate. Why don't you get your own kitty of 100 million and start spending? Since you know that your own party, your primaries is even only you running, why don't you start spending and putting it into the people so that by the time they come into the race as candidates, because they don't know and it's quite scattered, you're already ahead. That's the mistake people in small parties make. You already know you are the candidate. There's nobody even running or contesting with you. Why are you not investing from that time into ensuring that your name is in every nook and cranny? So that by the time the big party is done with the scuffling and its court cases, you are almost at par. And Rika, please continue. I just remembered it and I didn't want to lose it. Thank you.
Yeah. So yes, it also ties into seeking out your own advantage. When you're a smaller candidate against larger candidates, you have to find your own advantage, find your own niche, find your own brand, and leverage the hell out of it. Pardon my French. You have to, and then because it's just like, the story of the hare and the tortoise, because the hare was so confident that I'm faster than the tortoise, it was distracted, it did so many other things, and ended up losing the race to the tortoise that was tenacious and was focused. That's a real life analogy of what really happens when a small person is coming against a big candidate. Sometimes the big candidates are so overconfident, they're not putting in the work. And at the end of the day, when it's almost dying, they say, oh, this person has really put in the work. This person was not intimidated. This person was tenacious. This person was dogged. And I'm about to lose my popularity. In fact, I've lost most of my popularity already to someone that just came out from nowhere. So the advantages to being the underdog. You pick people's interest already. You just have to put in extra work. You put in more work than the big people that are already coming from parties that are big and popular. If you put in that extra work, believe you me, you will make a difference. I know of one primary that we had, and there was someone that didn't have the support of, will I say, the small, stronger members of the party. But he kept at it. He kept at it. And if it wasn't for the fact that the more popular aspirant woke up at the last minute, he would have lost his candidacy. It was the last minute effort that helped the more popular aspirants keep that candidacy. The person that was the underdog that didn't have the support of the powers that be, he nearly snatched that candidacy. So just be dogged, tenacious, work your advantage to the maximum, work your brand. Then you'll be able to, then you have a very good likelihood of beating any big person in that race.
Ricky, I think Australia is, I don't know, is sleeping or
muted her mic.
No, I'm done.
Okay.
You should have guessed Ricky, Honorable Ricky.
I was done.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ricky.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, E.T. Thank you, Honorable.
Okay, Isaac is off the call. We have Izini. I've asked you to unmute.
Oh yes, I also have my own personal experience as an underdog. The very first time I wanted to contest for an election, I woke up in the morning after some inspiration and motivation. I stood up and I said I wanted very first election. I didn't have any electoral position or electoral experience. I got up and I said I wanted to be the House of Rep member of our constituency. At first, people were looking at me like, who is this one, like a goat that doesn't have rope on her neck? That's the first few weeks. But then I kept at it. At first, I wasn't even that serious with that foray. But, as I continued, I started getting confidence. And then I continued. And people started agreeing with me that, okay, you have a good chance. From you're a joker, you're wasting people's time, you don't have any experience, you can't do this. It morphs into, okay, there's a probability and a possibility you could do this. Then it changed into me being at a party. And opposition, who knew me really then? But opposition was so upset at the party when we took over the DJ. They went and disconnected the DJ set. It now moved on to somebody that's a close political mentor of mine, getting calls and being harassed that tell that girl to go and sit down. And this is me coming from nowhere. Nobody knew me. But in the space of some weeks, I had turned from a nobody that's joking to someone that was actually a real life threat. So that's my own personal underdog story. And I'm so glad they did not give me candidacy then, because I would not lie, at that moment, I didn't know what I was doing. So I probably would have ruined my brand. So, but for me, it was just a good experience for me to dip my toes in the waters of going for election. So I used that as an experience, and I liked it. It helped push me into the limelight to an extent. It was a good ladder for me to move from just being a legal advisor to stepping into electoral positions. So who's question next?
Okay, isn't it of us?
Hello. Good evening. Thank you, thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Edie. So the very first class that we had, I asked the Edie a question, which was, how can you separate emotion from politics? And he told me at the last class, he's going to ask me that question if I have a different opinion. Although he didn't ask me, I want to bring myself up to share. And the truth is, 3 months.
I remember the question.
Yeah, through 3 months, learning and seeing, I can tell you that it's not IQ, it's not intelligence that wins election. It's social intelligence and emotional intelligence. People have to be able to connect with you emotionally. And so to separate emotion from politics is impossible. People are more likely going to vote for the man who comes to the community, gist with them, laugh with them, than to vote for the man they see on TV who is very intelligent and speaking plenty English. So it's very hard to separate emotions from politics. And I don't think my stance on that has changed. To win a people, you must win their hearts first. And if you cannot win the hearts of the people, then you cannot win the votes of the people, which is my belief.
Okay, Ezeani, I love your position, but I would like to say this. You're looking at it from one perspective. When I talked about divorcing emotion from politics, I was not referring to that aspect of politics. I was referring to you now as the candidate, whether the one on TV or the one at home, or the one standing with the people, not showing emotion, not making emotional responses. Like there are times they will tell you, there are times they've told Honorable Rekia, what's a woman doing here? The times they've told me, you're too young, same way, you're too young. And then you have to find your way. If your emotions at that point allow you swallow and become bitter and angry, you'll be blinded to see the way forward. Just like Honorable Rekia would have been blinded. So the truth about it is that there's a part emotional intelligence comes into play, and there's a part emotions must be separated from. So both positions are right. It's just depending on the situation. So there are times you'll be told, like, let's say, Ziani, what state are you from? Hello? Chiamaka.
No, she has muted. I've asked her to mute.
No,
okay. I'm from Anambra.
Oh, Anambra, where in Anambra? Demili, Abagana, where?
Nini.
Are you serious? So you can imagine but Anambra has strong women. You have Senator Okundife, you have Josephine Aneni that came from. You people have strong women. Your strong women are back to back. But imagine if you were from, like, let's say, Ebonyi. You're a woman coming out for something. You would face a very massive challenge. And if you get angry and start fighting everybody, which is an emotional response, you will not get anywhere. So, like I was saying, the two answers to the question. There's one, which is how you relate with people. Yes, there must be emotion, empathy. There must be. Without empathy, you can't sway someone to your side. But now, you reacting to political things, or when a candidate says something, you lose it and say another thing about. You're not supposed to have that. Does it make any sense to you?
Yeah, it does make sense. I think you're very right. Thank you for that clarification.
The fact you remembered the question, I owe it to you to answer it properly. Yeah, and I told you we'll talk about it at the end of the class. So now we've done the talk. And thanks for holding me to my promise.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Edie. I think I've asked you to unmute.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Edie. Good evening, leader. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I would love Edie to respond to my question. And my question is not from the class. My question is drawn from the piece Edie.
The question is drawn from what? Hello, is Isaac there?
Okay, I
wrote,
think he's not
on the 1st of
Please, can you
October,
come again?
talking about
We lost you at some point.
Isaac, we can't hear you. We lost you at a point. Hello, Isaac?
With particular. Yes, sir.
Isaac, we can't hear you clearly. Hello, Isaac.
Could you type your...
hear me? Yeah, we can hear you
yes,
now.
Sir. Okay.
We can hear you now.
Sir. Okay, I was saying that my question is drawn from the piece of October 1st, which point or which was directed towards the line of thought was focused on partisan politics and ethnicity as part of the bane of Nigerian politics. I don't know if I'm...
We can hear you. Go ahead with your question, Isaac.
Okay, sir. So my question is, how about what was the influence of religion? When
I don't know. Since when Isaac wants to ask the question, he disappeared. Isaac, you said what's the influence of religion and you went off. Isaac, are you there?
He's having bad network.
I think Isaac should type his question. Isaac, if you can hear us, type your question. I think it will be better.
Ethnicity, everyone in politics in Nigeria.
Isaac.
Yes, sir.
Isaac, can you hear me? We couldn't hear you from that conversation on the religion where we lost you. Can you type your question? Because you are going off seriously.
Okay, sir, I'll do that, sir.
Okay, we have a question in the chat box from Umar. There is a situation where the voters and entire party members have interest on someone to be a candidate, but the party lead or elites do not support. Okay, I think are not in support of that person. So being party elite can easily manipulate things to fit their own interest. What can the person do in that situation?
Did I leave Honorable Rekia to answer that?
Yeah, sure. Election is warfare. Whoever the party elite wants to be the candidate, it's still a form of warfare.
You. I love you. Thank you for reminding them of that.
Election is warfare. Even the party elite has a weakness. You go and find the person's weakness. Okay, this is who the person likes. It is warfare. All is fair in love and war. Election is warfare. If the people like you, you find something to leverage. You cannot fold your and say the person doesn't like me. So go and find that person's weakness. Go and find what you can use to counter that person too. Go and find if the person has an interest in this particular person and making that person candidate, why? Can I also offer this party elite, that if it's nepotism, okay, the son is going to do this nepotism. Go and find who has a stronger hold on that party elite. It is war. It is not niceties. It's not, we're not doing kumbaya. We're not doing peace talks. It is find who can leverage on top of that party elite.
Honorable, my favorite yarn. We are not selling ice cream. Why are you nice?
It's not kumbaya.
You think it's a joke?
It's not a joke. I'm running for election for chairman, and there's some people that my leaders are, and now I hear that okay, there's someone that they favor. There's this. Okay, fine. Even though these people that we talk, oh, my leader, we discuss, and okay, is this person going to be a problem at the table? If you're going to be a problem at the table, how am I going to counter you? There's no sentiment in it. When we finish countering each other and we will reconcile after primaries, everybody starts smiling again. After primaries, I will serve your interest, but if you try and scuttle my interest, which I will give you back. That is it.
Honorable Reka, Honorable Reka, one of the things that I don't understand about, and it's only in Nigeria, abroad, people know that. So it's only in Nigeria that people think you just go into politics, everybody's shaking each other's hands, they are hugging and kissing. Are you goddamn joking? Somebody spends 50 million, you think it's a joke? Some of you will just even buy Valentine gift of let's say 100K for your girlfriend. The moment you quarrel with her, you tell her to return the gift. Then if you are doing that with 100K, what will you do with 50 million? Honorable, help me now. Do you understand? It's warfare.
Why? I don't know why. Okay, you like this person. If it's just that the person is your son, go and look for if the party elite just like this person because they're their son. Go and look for who the party elite member owes a favor, who has a stronger influence over that. There is always one person. There is nobody at the top. There's always an average. Yes. One of the reasons why I lost my previous bid to become chairman is because I didn't look at all these things. I was not as, would I say, ruthless as I am right now. I was still playing let's do what is fair game. But
let's hug and kiss.
Let's hug and kiss. I was playing what is fair game. Now I look at it, okay, this person, are you tilting towards me? Now I look at that before, I was like, oh, I want this person to like me naturally and just be I don't want you to be my friend. I want you to, are you for me or against me? That's it. You wait that way. You can now start doing relationship after election, after primary.
You can kiss and hug after that.
Can kiss and hug. But for now, are you for me or against me? Where do I need to cut to? You let me go and counter. You let me go and snooker you too. It is war. Election is war. That's the truth.
And the funny thing is that on that PowerPoint, it's written war, 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 war. I don't know why you guys still think it is an exchange of ice cream and flowers. I don't know why you guys, I've been saying it is war, it is war, it is war, because it is warfare. You don't need to be liked in politics, but you will respect me, even if I don't win. And that's what the target of politics is. You won't like me, but you will respect me. You guys, I think we don't even need to discuss that. You're supposed to, from everything we've taught you guys, you should know that. It is war. Has Isaac put up his question in the box?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't yet.
Okay. I think I don't want to drag this class. There are no more questions. I'd like to thank Honorable Reka, who's a BHC member and my senior in the college. I have seniors in the college. Even I am answerable to people. Why are you laughing?
Hello, senior in the college.
Please let me sell my market. What is it?
Please go ahead and sell it.
Okay, so thank you. So Honorable Reka is an amazing person. I've watched her grow politically. I know she'll be doing very great things. She has my support anytime, any place, anywhere. And
thank you, Edie.
I'd like you guys to really acknowledge her, because I think you guys do not know that she's actually in the midst of trying to get a ticket right now, and she does not have the time, which is why she's not showing us how pretty she is. I've had lunch with her a few times, so I know how pretty she is. And Ricky, I'm campaigning right now. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to campaign. I was just trying to say thank you.
At the moment, and I'm on
Please don't, please don't depress me. You know, I have a very good imagination of you, and we've sat down sometimes. Please don't spoil it. Eh? Thank you very much.
That's why I'm not showing my face.
So thank you everyone for attending this class. There won't be classes. I hope people will not be late to your graduation, because we're having people there, and those people will be there on time. So if you miss your graduation, well, I would not be too shocked. But thank you very much. I'd like to use this, since it's last class, to also thank, this class would not have been possible without Lisa. Lisa, for me, she's the jewel of the Electoral College. She probably controls everything. Now I, as ED, can be sipping pina colada while things are being arranged. I just say yes, no, no, yes. Lisa is the star of the college. I'm very proud of her. She's third cohort, and she's worked with me across now 9 cohorts. Very proud of Lisa. Her team too, a lot of immeasurable people that made this possible. Jessica, Chalia, Silas, Tolu, anyway, everyone. Let me stop, because I won't call everybody's name. So let me just say everyone that made 15 cohort possible, thank you. And for the few people that decided to come out and actually attend classes, I'm impressed. And we offer a lot, and we offer it to you for free. That's why we get hurt sometimes when you guys are not picking on it. Because if you had to put a price on this class, I'm sure many people can't afford it. So as the ED, I know that I must have upset a lot of you. I do not apologize. I will be worse in cohort 16. For those that want to call me autocratic, this is not a democracy. You're here to learn, and under the principles we deem fit for you to learn. And those principles are taken by the BOT and region. We will not be bending our rules for anyone. I've had to expel people I knew. I've had to expel people I know. I've had to expel people from the college that I was going to know. Because there must be order. Even in a chaos called politics, there must be order. And that character is what we hope to instill in you, apart from what we taught you. And that's the bane of everything. I'll hand everything over to Lisa. Lisa knows you guys. She's your mommy. So I'll hand over to Mommy Gio. Peace out. ED out.
Thank you so much, ED. Thank you for all you do. Electoral College would not exist without you. If this is post-election depression, we should have more of this among those that do not get the ticket for office or do not win the seats, but yet take steps to make Nigeria better. So well done, ED, and well done, cohort XV. It's been an interesting journey. I'm sure you've learned, you've unlearned, and you've relearned, like we promised you at the beginning of the cohort. Your graduation is on Sunday. Of course, everyone is invited, but not everyone is going to get a certificate. That will be dependent on your attendance and your participation in all the activities that you've been assigned to. So well done, everyone. You made it thus far. Some people fell by the wayside, unfortunately, but you made it this far. So congratulations to you. On Sunday, you're allowed to invite one person. So you have a +1. You're allowed to invite one person to the virtual meeting, where we'll be calling the list of graduates, and then some people that have done exceptionally well will probably also be recognized. So well done, everyone. Well done to my team, my able SA, Chalia, the moderators, Jessica, Shola, all of you, the admin team. It's a teamwork. It's not just me. So well done, everyone. And thank God for a successful cohort 15. So see you all on Sunday, and good night.
She
Thank you so
forgot.
much, Honorable Ikia. You're still here, yes. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Honorable Ikia. Thank you for being here this evening. Thank you so much.
Donate to our campaign. Lisa, you are a rich auntie. Stop speaking English. Stop going through the corners. Donate to our campaign. Shake body. What is it?
No problem, no problem. We'll see off Zoom. Okay, I think Isaac still has something he wants to say. Isaac, you can go ahead. Or was your hand raised all through?
I think Isaac was trying to ask, but we couldn't hear him clearly. Let Isaac go.
No.
Since he's a person,
Yes,
tell him.
I've written it.
You've written it.
I've written it on the chat box, but I wrote the question.
Okay, my question is drawn from the piece of October 1st that touched light on ethnicity and partisan politics. Question is, to what extent has religion influenced Nigerian political system and the participation of people, and what should be our disposition to the interpretation of religious books in contradiction to ideal political practices? First and foremost, I don't think religion has affected Nigeria's politics. That's the truth. We think it does, but it doesn't really. And it's been proved in Kaduna, it's been proved even with this presidency. Religion does not really affect politics. We think it does, but it doesn't really. Thank you, everyone. And, let's get everybody to close. I just answered that question quickly. So thank you, everyone. We're happy to have you. And Cohort 15 remains. Thanks, everyone. Cheers. I'm out.
Thank you, Edie.